Welcome to the Whiskey Vault, Rex. Stand back. Brandon Jensen sent us 4 whiskeys, and he taped them all shut to make sure that during the shipment,
or the Texas heat,
they wouldn't leak. So this is one of the things that Brandon sent. We'd already done one.
Yeah.
This is Breckenridge, which is Colorado Bourbon PX finish, which is, Pedro Jimenez sherry cask finish. Brandon Jensen,
you magnificent. It's really, really early in the morning. Bastard.
You can't phone it in.
Okay. I'm digging deep, man. There's no phone.
Deep.
I'm digging
deep. Okay, so I'm excited about this one because I remember thinking that the Breckenridge bourbon was pretty okay.
Yeah. Oh. Smells nice on the nose.
Now, Breckenridge, and this is what I love about them, they say it.
It's not a high proof.
Hey, their original bourbon, they're sourcing from basically anywhere they can source, and they're mixing it with their own stuff that they're making.
45%.
So they're sourcing MGP, sourcing Kentucky, sourcing even Tennessee,
trying to get something
blending
nice.
it with their own whiskeys and getting it out.
Yeah.
Which is a lot like Rebecca Creek, Devil's River, TX Blended.
We're going to be doing that, among other things.
Yeah, we are. We are also going to be doing some of that just to see what happens. Now this is that stuff.
Wow, I'm liking the nose on this a lot.
Yeah, I need to get the other Breckenridge if I can find it.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Because I really want to see the difference between what this did and what the sherry finish.
Did you have any whiskey over the weekend?
No, actually. No, I did only because we did the live stream. Okay, so this is another one of those shitty labels, Breckenridge. This is a same kind of situation we're having here in Texas, where we know that they're sourcing and mixing their own stuff, and it does say a blend of bourbon whiskeys aged for a minimum of 2 years, a new charred oak.
This one.
But instead of saying where it came from, they're saying produced by Breckenridge Distillery. Which is some shady shit, guys. Come on. Why is this a bad thing? Why do we still feel the need in an age where it's not hard to get found out to hide shit that's not shameful? Why?
That's right, Mr.
Why?
That's right, Mr. Quarterly Challenge.
Jeez. I wasn't hiding it. If I was hiding it, I would not have taken a photo that Spencer was saying I'm going to post to Facebook while holding a glass of whiskey.
I just think...
I'm not that dim.
I do think you're that dim.
No.
I think you're that dim. I think you're tremendously dim, and you didn't fully understand and appreciate the reach and influence that Spencer Whelan has.
No, I ran into several magnificent bastards at this event. It's not like I didn't know there was a thing.
Well, the result is the same.
You get to have your Rex month, whether by hook or crook. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're using the same mash bill on the sourced stuff as we are.
So,
because it smells a lot like a watered down Eleanor.
On the nose, this one is the Superior Breckenridge, the one that Jensen sent.
Okay, no, it's not the same. But this is a good bourbon. But it's, of course it is. It's being made by really good bourbon makers.
Oh, well.
Now, the sherry finish I'm excited about because we're about to do something like this with our sourced MGP.
Let's talk about flavors.
Where we put it in a wine barrel.
I get like an oaky cherry, obviously sweet, an oaky cherry, and then what else?
I'm not finding an oak cherry. I'm finding oak. No. Oh, you didn't? I didn't taste it yet, though.
Yeah, taste it.
Okay.
Oaky cherry, and then the finish, everything else that's not cherry fades away, and you finish with just cherry.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Brown
What's
sugar.
weird is it's only full for a split second. So when we had that...
You get that bourbon brown sugar.
That Bamor 15,
yeah,
it went round and rich and then just kind of kept hanging out for a while.
Very oily, yeah.
Whereas this one has this...
It swells up.
And then it just...
fades away.
It's almost like the balloon fills with water. It pops, the water washes out.
It's nice, though. I like it.
No, none of the flavors in this are bad flavors.
It's not tremendously... It's not really super complicated, though.
No.
There's a handful of flavors there, and they're nice.
It's almost a dessert bourbon.
Yeah. It is a sweet brown sugar, cherry, a little bit of oakiness in there. I like it. I dig creepy taco.
How can a taco be creepy?
Oh. Don't
Yeah.
answer him.
Yeah.
No, and then what is the new fashion that Daniel briefly mentioned? It's a cocktail.
So Emma designed a new fashion for the tasting room, Crowded Barrel tasting room. And because we can't put any alcohol we didn't make into the drinks,
yeah.
we had to get non-alcoholic bitters. And we swapped the sugar for agave syrup. So that made an old fashioned that's slightly different. And it turns out that non-alcoholic bitters are more heavy on the cinnamon.
Yeah.
And so it's
a
old
cinnamon
fashioned
lovers-
with a heavy cinnamon.
Cinnamon lovers cocktail for sure. Really cracking the whip on Deb there. We're having her make everything.
Yeah.
Gin, vodka,
Yeah, because we want
Yeah,
to expand that tasting room to be able to
full-
make any cocktail.
full bar.
So they're like, Deb, we can only sell what we can make, so let's get going.
Make
Where's that gin?
everything. So we can't do beer and wine, but that's 20 feet away.
That's true.
We got the Noah Edelnant. Edelnant.
There's a weird aftertaste to this, though.
Really?
Yeah, like I haven't taken a sip on it this whole time we've been talking, and I'm not liking the aftertaste.
Not get anything weird.
It's kind of bitter.
I get classic
I'm
bourbon
gonna go
flavors.
back to the classic Breckenridge and see.
Classic bourbon flavors. Daniel mentioned that in the Somm program they teach you that whiskey you order is identity reinforcement.
Yes.
Cool, I think I got it. With your identity of the Somm, Daniel, and the Master Mooch, Rex, firmly in mind, what are your orders to best represent yourselves? Love the channels. Keep up the great work. Thanks for turning me into Brooke Lauder.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
So what's your order as a Somm?
When I go to a bar, if it's a real whiskey bar,
Right.
I look for a hard to find Isla first.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
Which you're never going to find. Like, I'm guessing 1 out of 20 visits you find something.
Yeah, that's why I said a whiskey bar, right?
No,
and then after that, I look for a hard to find island. I almost only look for Scotch. I look for a hard to find island whiskey, and then after that, I switch to Highlands. And so my goal is to have the bartender go, "Oh yeah, that's a good one," right?
Yeah.
So just to see what happens, just to see what they do.
That's
So-
your goal?
Yeah, just to see if I can get a reaction from the bartender.
Even that right there is man, you and I are just so different. Because on the list of things that I'm prioritizing in this exchange of going into a bar and getting a drink, the reaction of the bartender, it's like not even on page 1. You gotta scroll
No,
through
I just
the
think
list.
it's funny. I know I'm going to get a whiskey I want no matter what, so I'm not worried about that.
Right.
But I'm just interested to find out, because here's the thing. I am always looking for a bar that I can go back to and hang out and trust what's going on there.
Right.
And if the bartender doesn't recognize obscure whiskeys, he's not going to be my guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for a reaction of the bartender to find out, can I trust this bartender in the future?
You know what I'm looking for in a bar? I'm looking for
Invisibility cloaks.
that. It was close. That ever elusive corner booth.
Yeah, where no one can see you, find you, bother you.
Well, no, it's not that. But you get the corner booth. It's always going to be more cushy seating, and you get to survey the room. You know what's going on all the time. Anytime somebody approaches the table asking you for, you want a refill or another drink or whatever, you're not having to turn around and have a conversation with somebody behind you. It's the perfect
I like
situation.
to sit right by the section where all the waitresses come up to get their drink orders.
Yeah.
And the bartender's always hanging out fulfilling orders.
Right.
Because that ends up being the talking point for the bartending stuff, and you end up getting a lot of stuff for free. So there's this one time.
Wait a minute. You're the mooch in this situation.
I know. Because what happens is if you walk in and you're the only person to have ordered Lefroy Glore
Right.
in 8 months,
Right.
and the bartender knows what Lefroy Glore is, they're like, "Oh," and then you start talking about whiskey, and they're like, "Oh, have you tried this one?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." "Oh, I'll pour you some." And then they find a kindred spirit.
Dude, you're such a mooch. You know you've tried that. You're just saying no to get the drink.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan McCleve, when will you guys sample the 100 whiskey blend in the barrel?
We never did sample. I bottled it all.
We took it out of the
It's
barrel.
all bottled and
The
sealed.
barrel was just a receptacle,
Yeah.
so we put it in bottles.
It's bottled and sealed.
Very quickly.
And we already have the list of YouTube channels to send it to. We just haven't
Do
had a
we?
chance to send it.
Okay.
I went and called a spreadsheet list of all the submissions.
Okay.
And we've got enough requests and enough bottles to meet the top ones that had repetition.
Lovely.
But we don't have enough to open one and do tasting notes on it.
What?
So maybe we axe one of the YouTube channels and we do our own.
You were just building up your mooch cred, and then it all fell apart.
Because I'm a giver. You know my best mooch story? You want to know my best mooch story?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I was in New York on business, and I Googled cigar bar.
Yeah.
As ages ago.
Yeah.
And there's a bar on the south of the island called Hudson Bar and Books.
Okay.
And it's a cigar bar that's not much wider than this room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe a little, but it's really not. I remember a lot of the bars in New York really long and narrow, right? And so there's a bar on this side, and you can walk past the bar, and there's a table where two people can sit, and that's your only room. So maybe not much wider than this. Mm-hmm. And it's a cigar bar with a library in the back, and it has that giant back corner table you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then it has all these narrow, and then a front porch area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walk in, when I first get there, there's only like 2 people, 3 people in there. It's early.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit down closest to the station, right? And I order a cigar off the list that makes the guy next to me go, "Oh, great choice."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." And they bring out the cigar on a tray with water, cedar sticks, and a candle.
Yeah.
And a cutter.
Yeah.
And like set it down, and so I'm getting it on. I order a whiskey, and the bartender goes, "Oh, great whiskey." And the guy next to me is like, "Oh, great whiskey." And so I buy him one. I'll get his too. And the bartender kind of looks at me funny, and I'm like, "Okay, it's fine." So this guy's like, "Well, thanks, man." So we drink some whiskey, and it turns out throughout the night, all the waitresses keep coming to this guy next to me, talking to him.
Right.
And so does the bartender, and it turns out he's the owner. And after that first drink, I didn't spend another dime, and I drank freakishly expensive whiskey for the rest of the evening.
So that is an amazing mooch lesson from Daniel.
Yeah.
This is what you do a little reconnaissance.
Yeah.
You figure out who the owner is, and then you pretend like you don't know.
And then you buy him a
You
drink.
sidle up next to him, order something impressive, he comments, and then you buy him a drink.
Yeah.
You're golden.
Yeah. I smoked like 3 more cigars, even way more expensive ones.
Right.
We drank some really rare stuff from behind the bar cabinets and things like that.
That's funny. By the way, the finish on this,
Yeah.
I didn't get it after just having not tasted for a while. I got a bitter finish, though, after I took 2 sips back to back. It built up the bitterness.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what I was not a fan of, and I'm going back to the classic.
Yeah.
I prefer the classic Breckenridge.
Do you prefer the classic?
But Brandon Jensen.
On the nose, I really like this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
On the nose, this seems like it'll be better, but this is preferable to me.
Yeah.
So, Brandon Jensen, thank you.
Cheers.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and
If you
drinking.
fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may I steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
May you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.